So today, if you came to me as a martial arts instructor and you wanted to gain more success in your martial arts academy, I think it doesn't matter if you're watching this video right now or if you're somebody who's kind of in my inner circle that I'm working with on a real personal level. I would really ask the same questions, okay? I would ask, first of all, what does success mean for you, okay? So a lot of people will say, I want to be more successful. I want to have a more successful, more professional martial arts academy. And so I would always say, well, what does it mean? What do you mean by that? Because I find that a lot of people mean very different things. And so if I take on a martial arts instructor who wants to become a student of mine in my inner circle, and I want to help them achieve more success, well, I really need to know what they mean by that, okay? Because everybody means something different. So maybe what you mean by that is you want to have 10 super tough students that are like tough as nails, the toughest guys around. You know, your school is like the school that nobody can mess with. You win every single tournament. You know, you've got guys that are getting ready for the UFC, or maybe you have people in the UFC, pro level guys. Maybe that's what you mean by success, right? Or maybe you mean you're somebody who basically, maybe you have a full-time job right now, and success to you is being able to quit your full-time job and then just have your martial arts academy. Maybe success is you want to have 300 students. Maybe you want to make $1 million a year. I don't know what it is. Your vision of success is different than everybody else's. And so to make sure that I'm the right person for you to work with, and to make sure that I can help you in the right way, if you ever wanted to do a phone call with me or join my inner circle, the first thing you're going to need to know is you're going to have to define the success that you want, okay? And then we can work from there. The one thing that I would advise right away is, as you're trying to define that success, you want to start with a vision of your martial arts school, and you want to start with the end of your martial arts school. What does the martial arts school look like when you are super successful, ready to retire, ready to pass that martial arts school down as legacy? Right? You want to, maybe you're going to give it to one of your kids or something like that. What does it look like at the very end? That's something that's super important. There's a leadership guru, Stephen Covey, I believe it is. I think he wrote The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I think that's right. I'm sorry if that's wrong. I read a lot of leadership books, and hopefully I'm quoting the right person here. But I believe it was him that said in one of his books to always start with the end in mind. And if I'm quoting the wrong person, feel free to message me and correct me on that. But I think that's where I read it. And so to start with the end in mind is really, really important. When I started my martial arts academy, the biggest mistake that I made going into it was very young. When I started, I was like 17, 18 years old, okay? Now I'm in my 40s, and so I started at a very young age. And probably the biggest mistake, looking back, was not taking that advice and not starting with the end in mind, not having a plan to like where I wanted to see my martial arts school. Because my vision to have a successful martial arts school was to have, 30 students and not have a full-time job. And guess what I achieved? I achieved 30 students and no full-time job, and I was broke and I was out of business every single month, right? And so when I say start with the end in mind, you really want to envision your martial arts school, right? The vision for my school, it's not done yet, right? I have a huge vision for my martial arts school, for my association. And the vision that I had at the beginning was very small, right? But now I'm starting to enlarge that vision. And that's one thing that I would also recommend for you guys to do, is enlarge that vision. Think big, right? Think what would be best case scenario. Don't think, what could my martial art school be like if I got really lucky? Or what could it be like if I was one of those, really successful schools? No, you're going to be one of those successful martial arts schools, right? So you think, what is exactly like the martial arts school you wanted? As I look around my martial arts academy, it is exactly the vision that I had for it. But my vision wasn't big enough. And so now I'm starting to enlarge my vision and create a much larger association and create a much more beautiful martial arts school, right? And so that's probably the best advice that I can give you, is way back when I started, I had a very, very small vision for my martial arts school. Now it's much bigger. So start with the end in mind. And Another thing that I'll say with this right now too is who. Well, actually, no. I'm gonna leave you with that on this video, and the next video we'll talk about that next thing. So start with the end in mind, and let me know. I would like to hear about it. You know, send me an email, send me a personal message. Let me know what that vision is that you have for your martial arts academy.